Hello everyone, we are dressing Alice and today we're going to sew our Lenny diaper cover. So get your gear and let's get started. What you want to do first is print your pattern on A4 or standard letter paper. Then you're going to cut around the black border and tape it together according to your pattern layout. And then cut the fabric using your pattern. You'll end up with 4 bottom pieces. You'll have 2 of the lining and then 2 of your main fabric. What you want to do is pin the main fabric, front and back, of the diaper cover together at the crotch, and then repeat for your lining fabric. Head over to your sewing machine and you want to sew this crotch seam with a 1/2 inch seam allowance right side together. You're going to iron your crotch seams flat on both your main fabric and your lining fabric. Now you want to take the lining and the outer fabric and you're going to place it right side together and pin along the leg holes. So that is the U shape on each side. You'll want to double check that you're sewing the back lining and the back main fabric together, and then the front lining and the front main fabric together in this step. You'll be able to tell when the crotch seams don't line up and it looks like there's extra at the back because the back is longer than what the front is. You want to head over to your sewing machine now and you're going to sew these together with a 1/4 inch seam allowance right side together. You're going to turn your fabric right way out now and you're going to press flat with an iron. This is where it can get tricky. Now you want to fold your fabric in the middle of the crotch seams to line up the side seams. So you are pinning this right side together. It will be your main fabric to main fabric and then your lining to lining on the other side. So right now your diaper cover should resemble a square with a hole in the middle by this stage. Head over to your sewing machine and you want to sew these side seams with a 1/2 inch seam allowance right side together. You want to turn Lenny right side out now and iron them flat. They are now starting to resemble shorts. Yay! Head back over to your machine and now you want to sew a line 3/8 of an inch away from each of the leg holes, but you do want to leave a gap for the elastic around the side seams. This is so we can insert them in the next few steps. So in this step, the lining and the outer fabric will be sewn together. Whip out your measuring tape now and you want to cut a piece of a 1/4 inch elastic according to the leg row of the elastic chart on your sewing guide. You will need 2 for the legs. You're going to attach safety pins to each end. You're going to go between your lining and your outer fabric and attach one safety pin right outside the hole that you left, and then use the other side to guide the elastic through that casing. Once you've pulled it through, you're going to overlap the 2 ends of your elastic and sew them down the middle. You'll want to sew the hole closed now that your elastic's in there, and then repeat the exact same steps for the other leg opening. Now it's time to move on to your top facing. You want to sew the ends of the top facing together with a 1/2 inch seam allowance right side together. You're going to iron your seams flat And then you're going to find the center of your back diaper cover and put a pin in it. You can easily find the center by folding the diaper cover in half. Now you're going to pin the seams of the top facing to the diaper cover's center back pin, right side together. And then you're going to pin them the rest of the way together. You can also pin this at the side seams instead of at the center back, but this way it does hide any misalignment if you're new to sewing or just not confident in your skills yet. Then you're going to head over to your machine and sew this with a 1/4 inch seam allowance right side together. Head back to your ironing station and you're going to iron your facings unfolded with a seam allowance laying towards the facing side. Now you're going to iron a fold at the seams so that your facings are folded towards the wrong side of your diaper cover. I like to turn mine inside out to do this step. Now you're going to iron another fold towards the back seam line and pin it down. Head over to your sewing machine now. You want to sew a line 5/8 of an inch from the top seam, and you're going to leave a gap so that you can insert the elastic in the next step. You're going to cut your waist elastic now. So what you'll need to do is cut a piece of 1/2 inch elastic according to the waist row of your elastic chart. You're going to attach safety pins to each end of your elastic and then attach one safety pin right outside the hole in your top facing. Use the other safety pin to guide your elastic through the hole in your top facing. You're going to overlap the two ends of your elastic and sew down the middle. Once you've done that, you're going to head back to your machine and sew the hole closed that you left to insert the elastic. And that's it. You have finished. Congratulations. If you have any questions about our pattern or need extra help, please don't hesitate to send us a message on Etsy. Thank you.